Once upon a time in the small village of Buya in Cameroon, there lived a 10-year-old girl named Amina. Amina had big dreams and a love for learning, especially mathematics and science. Her family wasn't wealthy, but they were kind and hardworking. Mama Grace, her mother, sold fruits in the market, while Papa Paul, her father, worked as a farmer. Each morning, Amina woke up early to help her mother prepare the fruits for the market. She carefully picked out the best mangoes, pineapples and bananas, making sure they looked fresh and delicious. After helping her mother, Amina would hurry to school with her younger brother Etienne. They walked along the dusty path, singing songs and laughing together. Amina loved school, but it wasn't always easy. Sometimes there wasn't enough money to buy school supplies or new clothes. On rainy days, the path to school became muddy and slippery. Despite these challenges, Amina never gave up. She knew that education was the key to a better future. One day, a big storm hit Buea. The wind was strong and the rain poured heavily. The storm damaged many houses in the village, including Amina's. The roof of their small house was blown away and water leaked inside. Amina and her family had to find shelter at a neighbor's house. Despite the storm, Amina didn't miss school. She still walked through the mud and rain, determined to learn. Her teacher, Miss Ngum, noticed Amina's dedication and decided to help. She gave Amina extra books to read and encouraged her to keep studying hard. One afternoon, as Amina was reading a book under a big tree, she saw a group of people gathered in the village square. They were talking about a scholarship program for bright students. The scholarship would allow the winner to attend a special school in the city, where they could learn even more and have better opportunities. Amina's heart skipped a beat. She wanted to apply for the scholarship, but she knew it would be very competitive. Many students from different villages would be trying their best to win. Amina felt a little scared, but she remembered what her mother always said. If you believe in yourself and work hard, you can achieve anything. With renewed determination, Amina decided to apply for the scholarship. She studied every day after school, with Miss Ngum helping her. Amina practiced her reading, writing, and mathematics, and she even learned about science experiments. The day of the scholarship exam finally arrived. Amina was nervous, but she took a deep breath and walked into the exam room with her head held high. She answered every question as best as she could, remembering all the lessons she had learned from Miss Ngum and her books. After the exam, Amina had to wait for the results. It was a long and anxious wait, but she continued to help her family and study for school. One sunny morning, a letter arrived for Amina. It was from the scholarship committee. With trembling hands, she opened the letter and began to read. Amina's eyes widened as she read the words on the paper. She had won the scholarship. Her heart filled with joy and excitement. She ran to her mother, waving the letter in the air. "Mama, Mama, I did it! I won the scholarship!" Amina shouted, her voice full of happiness. Mama Grace hugged her tightly, tears of pride and joy streaming down her face. "Oh, Amina, I knew you could do it. You have worked so hard. This is your chance to follow your dreams." The news spread quickly through the village, and everyone came to congratulate Amina. Even Papa Paul, who was usually very serious, had a big smile on his face. "You have made us all proud, Amina. Now you must go and make the most of this opportunity," he said, patting her on the back. The scholarship allowed Amina to attend a special school in the city of Douala. It was a big change for her, leaving her village and family behind. She packed her few belongings, including her favorite books, and said goodbye to her friends and neighbors. At the bus station, her family gathered to see her off. Etienne held her hand tightly, not wanting her to go. "Will you come back to visit us, Amina?" he asked, his eyes filled with tears. "Of course I will, Etienne. I will come back and tell you all the amazing things I learn, and I promise to write to you every week," Amina assured him, giving him a big hug. As the bus drove away, Amina looked out the window, waving at her family until they were out of sight. She felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. The city was so big and different from her village, but she reminded herself of her dreams and her determination to make a better future for herself and her family. When she arrived in Douala, Amina was amazed by the tall buildings, the bustling streets, and the many people. The school was even more impressive than she had imagined. It had large classrooms, a big library, and a science lab with all kinds of equipment. Amina couldn't wait to start learning. Her new teacher, Mr. Chumi, welcomed her warmly. "Welcome to our school, Amina. We are very happy to have you here. I have heard great things about you from Miss Ngum," he said with a smile. Amina felt a little shy, but she quickly made new friends. There was Miriam, who loved reading as much as Amina did, and Daniel, who was very good at mathematics. Together, they studied hard and helped each other with their lessons. Amina's favorite place in the school was the library. She spent hours there, reading books about science, history, and faraway places. She was especially fascinated by stories of famous scientists and inventors. She dreamed of one day making her own discoveries and helping people with her knowledge. One day, while Amina was in the library, she found a book about a famous Cameroonian scientist, Dr. Ngondo. He had discovered a new medicine that saved many lives. Amina read the book from cover to cover, feeling inspired. She wanted to be like Dr. Ngondo and make a difference in the world. But life in the city was not without its challenges. Amina missed her family terribly. She often thought about Mama Grace, Papa Paul, and Etienne. She wrote letters to them every week, telling them about her studies and her new friends. Their replies always made her smile and gave her strength to keep going. One evening, as Amina was finishing her homework, she received a call from Mama Grace. "Amina, there is something important I need to tell you," her mother said, her voice sounding worried. Amina's heart sank. She could tell something was wrong. "What is it, Mama? Is everything okay?" she asked, holding the phone tightly. Mama Grace took a deep breath before speaking. "There has been a problem with the farm. The crops are not growing well this season, and we are struggling to make ends meet." Amina felt a pang of sadness and worry. She knew how hard her parents worked to support the family. "Don't worry, Mama. I will find a way to help, I promise," Amina said with determination. That night, Amina couldn't sleep. She kept thinking about her family and how she could help them. She knew she had to stay focused on her studies, but she also wanted to support her family. As she lay in bed, an idea began to form in her mind. The next day, Amina spoke to Mr. Chumi about her idea. "Mr. Chumi, I want to find a way to help my family's farm. The crops are not growing well, and they need my help," she explained. Mr. Chumi smiled warmly at Amina. "That's a wonderful idea, Amina. You can use the knowledge you gain here to make a difference at home. Let's see what we can learn about farming and soil." Amina and her friends, Miriam and Danielle, began researching different farming techniques and soil science. They read books, conducted experiments, and even spoke to experts in the city. They discovered that the soil on Amina's family farm might need more nutrients to help the crops grow better. With this knowledge, Amina wrote a detailed letter to her family, explaining what they could do to improve the soil. She suggested using compost and natural fertilizers and shared tips on better planting techniques. She also included a small amount of money she had saved from her scholarship stipend to help buy the necessary materials. A few weeks later, Amina received a letter from Papa Paul. "Dear Amina," it began, "we followed your advice and the crops are growing better already. Your knowledge has made a big difference. We are so proud of you and grateful for your help." Amina's heart swelled with happiness. She was glad she could help her family, even from far away. She continued to focus on her studies, knowing that every bit of knowledge she gained could one day help her family and others in her village. Years passed, and Amina graduated from school with top honors. She went on to study agriculture and science at the university, determined to use her education to improve farming practices in Cameroon. She became a respected scientist, much like Dr. Ngondo, and her work helped many farmers grow better crops and improve their livelihoods. Amina never forgot her roots. She often visited Buea, sharing her knowledge and skills with the villagers. Her family was very proud of her, and she continued to inspire young girls and boys to follow their dreams, no matter how challenging the journey might be. The moral of the story is, education and determination can help overcome even the toughest challenges. With hard work and belief in oneself, one can create a better future for themselves and their loved ones. We have come to the end of our story, dear friends. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want more stories like this, you can subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Liking the videos will also make us very happy. See you soon.